Christian nationalism is almost like hostile to the idea of Jesus and Jesus' teachings. And I think a place that you see this kind of clearly is in attempts to have the Ten Commandments posted in public spaces. Because when Jesus himself is asked what the most important commandments are, he does not refer to the Ten Commandments. Instead, he refers to the Ve'ahavta, the love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and strength, and he refers to a verse in the Holiness Code in Leviticus to love your neighbor as yourself. Now, those are the two most important laws for Jesus. So to skip right past that, to skate right by that, and instead go somewhere else is a very strange deviation to make. You're almost admitting in the selection of a different text that you don't care about what Jesus himself has to say. Nor is there any concerted effort to post any of Jesus' other teachings in public spaces. You don't have people being like, oh, we need to display, the entirety or sections of the Sermon on the Mount, for example. Well, and obviously you don't see any concerted effort to have Jesus' teachings that are critical of, hypocrisy or wealth or, things like this. You don't have people trying to have these things posted because of those, of course, those are important parts of American conservative politics, which are more important to Christian nationalists than Jesus' actual teachings. Another thing that's kind of ironic about the Christian nationalists' attempt to have the Ten Commandments posted in public places is that Christian nationalists tend to be the kinds of Christians, that is, white, conservative, evangelical Christians, they tend to be the kind of Christians who also invent these really arbitrary categories of laws to divide up, different Pentateuchal laws so that they can feel good about picking and choosing which ones they're going to enforce on other people today, right? Those are the same people, the same kinds of Christians. And so Christian nationalists are also the kind of people who don't follow all of the Ten Commandments. Right? Specifically with respect to the law on working against the Sabbath, how many Christian nationalists do you know that are going to take that seriously? Like none. They're going to say, oh, that's a ceremonial law. It only applies to religious practice in ancient Israel. They're going to invent an excuse, right? So they can't even come up with a list of things to post in public that they actually follow and agree with entirely. They're picking something that they've already engineered excuses so that they don't have to follow. So they're skipping right past Jesus. They're skipping right past all of Jesus' teachings and Jesus' preferences, and they're skipping right to something else that they themselves don't even take seriously. And that obviously raises the question, well, why have anything like this posted? Well, because they still want the idea of the Bible. They still want this idea that God is backing their opinions. And so they make this vague, although obviously incoherent gesture towards the Bible, just to kind of be like, God is backing our project right here. But no, there's nothing Christian about it at all.